Good evening, everyone. It is Steve Lookner with Right Side Broadcasting coming to you with a news alert. Hope Hicks, the White House Communications Director, announced today that she is resigning. Hope Hicks is resigning as White House Communications Director. This is going to be effective sometime in the next few weeks, we have heard. So Hope Hicks, one of the closest advisors to President Trump, in terms of her relationship with him. Some people call her the Trump whisperer. She is resigning from the White House. Reports are that this has been in the works for a while. It's not related to her testimony to a House committee yesterday. So we're going to give you some of the details here. We're also going to get your comments and read them on the air. So if you'd like to write to me while we're on the air, write to me on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. I want to say a special hello to those people watching on Twitter and Periscope right now. So this is a first. This is a right side broadcasting history. I'm actually going to load up by Periscope now. I have to get it on my iPad here. But this is our first stream ever on Periscope. How about that? Our first right side broadcasting stream on Periscope ever. If I could open it, I'll feel better because it'll confirm to me that it's actually on the air. Let's see here. There it is. Hey, it works. So we appreciate you joining us on YouTube, on Facebook. You're watching us on Twitter and on Periscope. How about that? So thank you for watching wherever you are right now. By the way, some people have been asking, there is this way to donate to Right Side Broadcasting on Periscope called Super Hearts. But we just set up our channel, and as of last night, the Super Heart function was not working. So if anyone figures out that people were getting this message saying this broadcaster does not accept Super Hearts, even though we do. So if you figure out that it's still saying that, please let me know. Write to me on Twitter. We've been in contact with the people from Periscope, because I know some of you prefer to watch us on Periscope and would like to donate to Right Side Broadcasting, but you can't do so, at least as of last night. So we're going to try to get that solved. Once we get this stream, we're going to tell them, hey, look at this stream. Why can't that happen? But I would love if anybody out there, is watching on Periscope, give me a shout. Let me know if it's still saying that message. This broadcaster does not accept Super Hearts, because we do. That's the way you donate on Right Side, but it was saying that last night. All right, so sorry for the delay in getting to the news. We just wanted to say hello to everybody who's watching on Periscope, in addition to other places. And I gotta say, I am not so unhappy we have somewhere else to broadcast besides YouTube. And somewhere else that you can monetize video besides YouTube. I'll just say I'm not unhappy about that. We're not unhappy about that. I'll leave it at that. So anyways, let's get to the news. So Hope Hicks is going to resign, and I want to give you some of the details about it. So let's start. Let me start by making sure the audio is working. Oh, somewhere else. Good, the audio is working. Now, hang on. Let me do this. Let's start with this article from the New York Times. Hope Hicks to leave post as White House Communications Director. Let's go over some of the details here. Hope Hicks, the White House Communications Director and one of President Trump's longest-serving advisors. She's been with the Trump Organization since before the campaign. She worked for the Trump Organization since before the campaign. Hey, Lars Anderson just made a donation. Thank you, Lars. So Hope Hicks said Wednesday she plans to leave the White House in the coming weeks. Miss Hicks, 29, a former model who joined Trump's presidential campaign without any experience in politics, became known as one of the few aides who understood his personality and style and could challenge the president to change his views. Miss Hicks had been considering leaving for several months. She told colleagues that she had accomplished what she felt she could with a job that made her one of the most powerful people in Washington, and that there would never be a perfect moment to leave, according to White House aides. Now, some people think this had something to do with her leaving, even though the New York Times, Maggie Haberman, is saying it didn't. Her resignation came a day after she testified for 8 hours before the House Intelligence Committee, telling the panel that in her job, she'd occasionally been required to tell white lies, but had never lied about anything connected to the investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Now, when this news broke about Hope Hicks, some people were like, oh, well, she's resigning now because of something that happened in her testimony to the House Intelligence Committee yesterday. But Maggie Haberman denied this. Look at what she said on Twitter. Hope Hicks' departure is not about yesterday's hearing per multiple sources. She had planned it before, had been thinking about it for months. She had informed a very small number of people prior to Hill hearing that she planned to leave. So according to Maggie Haberman, Hope Hicks told other people prior to yesterday's hearing that she was planning on leaving the White House. Maggie Haberman's been getting a lot of crap for reporting this, by the way. I want to actually show you something she posted. Did she take it down? I might have to show you Matt Weiser's post. So a lot of people are being critical. A lot of people who do not like President Trump and normally follow Maggie Haberman don't want to believe her report that Hope Hicks had already planned on leaving before her House Intelligence Committee yesterday, and they're telling her she's wrong about this, even though she's very well sourced. And also, she has heard from multiple sources that Hope Hicks told people that she was leaving before the hearing yesterday. So Matt Weiser of the Boston Globe posted this. He said, few reporters provide a window into Trump's White House like Maggie Haberman. Be skeptical as she is, raise questions as she is, but the willingness of folks to harp on her when her reporting finds something you disagree with is absurd. So he's pointing out, he thinks it's absurd that, he is no big President Trump fan, believe me, Matt Weiser, but he says it's absurd how people are refusing to believe Maggie Haberman because she's saying things that people disagree with. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? I did want to find that one Maggie Haberman tweet, because I think part of the story here is how people are responding to this news. I think she might have taken it down. She had a tweet up there before. Anyways, let's keep talking about this story, though. So Hope Hicks is leaving. And I want to show you this post that Shimon Prokopets posted from CNN. He said that CNN reported that a tearful Hope Hicks announced her departure to the White House communications team this afternoon. So she made a big announcement in the White House this afternoon. She referenced how many years she had worked for President Trump, said she has always wanted the best for him, and that she felt like now was the right time to go. Hey, why is the background not moving? What's going on? Why is my background not moving? Oh, everything's frozen up. All right, here's what we got to do. So, dumb XSplit, my program froze up, and it's not letting me show you things. So what I'm going to do right now is, if you're watching on YouTube or Periscope or Twitter, the feed's going to freeze for about 30 seconds because I need to close the program and restart the program. But the feed will keep going. So don't go away from the broadcast. XSplit is dumb. It does this once in a while. It's freezing, so I can't manipulate anything. I would have to leave this tweet up for the rest of the broadcast. So I'm just going to close the program and reopen it. That'll take about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute. So don't go away. If you're on Facebook, I think the stream's going to end on Facebook, so I'll have to start the stream again. So I'm gonna close the program. So again, on YouTube and Periscope and Twitter, don't go anywhere. The stream's going to freeze for about 30 seconds or a minute, but don't go anywhere. And if you're on Facebook, just hang tight and I'll put up another stream in a second. I apologize. It hasn't done this in a while, but it did it today. So hang on 1 second here. All right. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Things are going to freeze for like a minute. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay, I think we should be back up. Hey, we're back at YouTube. I think we're back at Periscope too. Let me see if we are back at Periscope. Hey, we're back. Wonderful. So sorry about that. Now, the one thing, I apologize. The one thing I have to do right now is just get the Facebook stream going in. Because if I don't do that, Facebook people are all going to be very unhappy with me. So give me 1 second. Hang on here. It'll take me about 45 seconds to get this Facebook stream going. I apologize. Technical issues. Okay. News alert. Hope Hicks to resign. Continued. There's that. There's that. There's that. Good. All right, Facebook stream is starting. It should be starting in a second. And then I can get back to the news, so I apologize. Okay, Facebook. It's about to start. Facebook is live. We are live on Facebook. Thank you for your patience, everybody. We are back here. Hey, let me show you on this story. I want to show you a couple. I thought Axios was doing some good reporting on this story. So I wanted to show you a couple of the Axios stuff, some of the Axios stuff about this story. No one told me yet if it still says on Periscope. No one told me yet if it still says on Periscope that thing where it says this broadcaster will not accept super hearts. Let me know. Give me a shout on Twitter @Lookner or email me. Let me know that. That'd be a huge favor. Also, we're going to read your comments shortly on the air, so you can write to me on Twitter @Lookner. And I know, by the way, the picture's flashing once in a while. Ugh, I'm sorry. It's doing this weird thing, so it shouldn't be doing that. But anyways, this is new. We're streaming out to Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at once. So there are going to be some tech hang-ups while we do this, but we'll work out the kinks. Did it freeze again? No, it froze again. Why is this happening? Why? I can't even do this. It froze again. Ah! It's very possible that, again, this is our first time when we've been streaming out. You can see that my background just froze. I can't even do this broadcast. It won't let me do the broadcast. All right. Yeah, everything's... It's just ridiculous. Somebody says Periscope's frozen now. Is Periscope really frozen? Let's see. Well, I apologize for all the tech mess-ups during this broadcast, guys, but this is what happens when you do things for the first time. No, Periscope's not frozen. I'm live on Periscope. All right, so let's see. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Here's what I got to do, guys. All right, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this with, all right, on YouTube and Facebook. Sorry, here's what we're going to do. Here's the plan. I got to restart the program again. You'll freeze for 1 minute. On YouTube, it's going to freeze for a minute. On Periscope and Twitter, it's going to freeze for a minute. On Facebook, we're not going to do Facebook at the moment. I'm sorry, Facebook. Go to Periscope, Twitter, or YouTube to watch. I can't help it for now. We're just trying to get this on the air. So let me restart this and just go to Facebook. Just go to YouTube. So again, Facebook, go to YouTube or Periscope or Twitter to watch the stream. YouTube, Periscope, or Twitter, hang tight. It's going to freeze for a minute. I apologize. Again, this is our first time doing it this way. So hang tight. All right, get ready. It's going to freeze for a minute, and I'll be right back. So don't go. Okay, that should be better. I apologize, guys. We're working all this system out. I am hoping that we can work this out. We tried it last night going to Facebook in addition to Periscope. What is this? Sorry, I just have to text my boss back. So... we tried last night a test stream where we went out to every place at once, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and Twitter, and it all worked. And for some reason right now, when I try to go to all those places at once, we're having computer issues. So I need to look into this. So for now, we're just on YouTube and Periscope. Does anyone? I still have heard nobody. Oh, I gotta. You know what I gotta do? I gotta open up. Again, this is. I apologize. Normally, for folks who are joining us for the first time, normally we just report on the news and don't do all this meta stuff about the technical aspects during the broadcast. But because it's our first time going to Periscope and Twitter, I'm sort of interested in this stuff. And this is sort of a news stream and a help us figure out how to successfully get on, Periscope and Twitter and do stuff. Oh, here we go. All right, let me just see if I can see your comments on. I'm seeing if I can see your comments on Periscope. Okay, people are watching. Hey, if you're on Periscope, yeah, it still says broadcaster doesn't accept super hearts. All right, fine. All right. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? All right, so we're talking about Hope Hicks. She is resigning as White House Communications Director. She has been one of President Trump's closest aides, one of the people in his inner circle closest to him during his presidency. She is resigning. She is resigning not because of the House Intelligence Committee testimony yesterday. She had told people before then that she was planning on resigning. I wanted to show you some of the Axios reporting on this story, though. Oh, and Are You Handy made a donation. Are You Handy said, for the floor show, Steve, you're great. Thank you, Are You Handy. We rely on your donations to stay on the air. You will be able to donate eventually on Periscope, but after this stream, I need to deal with Periscope with them and get that fixed because it's not letting you right now. But subscribe to us on Periscope. Or follow us, whatever you call it. Follow us on Periscope, in addition to YouTube and Twitter. Hey, okay, so let me show you the Axios stuff. Axios, Hope Hicks to resign as White House Communications Director. Statement from Hope Hicks. There are no words to adequately express my gratitude to President Trump. I wish the president and his administration the very best as he continues to lead our country. So this is from Axios' Jonathan Swan, Why It Matters. Jonathan Swan from Axios says, Trump will miss Hope Hicks in the same way he misses his former bodyguard, Keith Schiller. Hope is family and has been part of his routine for nearly 3 years now. Trump increasingly finds himself working in a building populated by people he doesn't know and doesn't trust, some of whom did not even vote for him. And President Trump's statement was, Hope is outstanding and has done great work for the last 3 years. She is as smart and thoughtful as they come. Truly a great person. I will miss having her by my side. But when she approached me about pursuing other opportunities, I totally understood. I am sure we will work together again in the future. As I said before, the news comes one day after Hicks testified before the House Intelligence Committee, where she told the panel that she is occasionally forced to tell white lies for her work in the administration. But New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman, as I already told you, said Hicks' resignation is not tied to the hearing. And more from Jonathan Swan from Axios, a little more analysis. He says, the president trusted nobody like Hope, or Hopey as he calls her. It's become a cliche that he views her like a daughter. But those who've watched them together say it's true. She spent the Reince Priebus, Sean Spicer era of the Trump administration as a wholly separate entity from the communications shop. She was the Trump whisperer. Her role had no more definition than that. But when John Kelly took over as chief of staff, Sarah Sanders became press secretary and Hope communications director. She fully integrated with the press shop. She never appeared on TV, always stayed behind the scenes, but reporters like me, says Jonathan Swan, I've dealt with Hope professionally for 2.5 years now, know her as the person who understands Trump the best. So she is leaving now. Hey, what do you think about this? Give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner, at LOOKNER. Let me know what you think about this story. And again, welcome to people watching us on Twitter and on Periscope. We've never been there before. I'm actually checking on Twitter to see. I feel like when we're on Twitter streaming live, hang on as I pull us up here on Twitter, you can't. Yeah, I don't think if people make comments, there's no way. If you're watching on Twitter. If you're going to write to me on Twitter, write to me on Twitter at Lookner. Just so you know, if you make a comment on the Periscope feed, I probably won't see it because I'm not watching Periscope the whole time. Hey, I should do a test and see. Test. Oh, good. Okay. Oops, that was my dummy account. I want to sign on as Right Side Broadcasting. Hang on, I got to sign into Periscope as Right Side Broadcasting so I can comment on it. Oh, everything, it's a disaster. How do I log out? Okay, log out. Log back in. Continue. Oh, all right. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just signing into the As Right Side Broadcasting. Here I am. So now I'm watching and I can comment as Right Side Broadcasting. Hello. There, it worked. Wonderful, it worked. Okay, so I wanted to show you something else, but I want to get your comments. So what do you think about Hope Hicks, one of President Trump's closest advisors? He's like family to her. What do you think about her leaving the White House? Do you think that's going to affect President Trump at all? Give me a shout on Twitter. Let me know what you think. Cutter Wayne Leaf said I should apply for that job. But then I couldn't do the news for you guys. Steve K says, I still think this is connected with the Russian investigation. That's not what Maggie Haberman is saying, and people who are reporters who are well-sourced inside the White House are saying, Steve. Steve also says about the Russia investigation, I am so tired of this. How many international elections has the U.S. influenced over the years? Ever hear of the CIA? Russia is just following our rule book. Let me repeat, if you'd like to get your comments on the air, if you're putting them in the YouTube chat room or you're putting them in the Periscope chat, I probably will not see them. So the best place to reach me is on Twitter, at Lookner on Twitter. And of course, as I say that, people are writing to me on Periscope. We'll have to train everyone who's watching to message me on Twitter. The thing is, see, I'm controlling the broadcast, so I can't report the news, control the broadcast, and constantly monitor the stream of comments that flow by very fast. That's too much, which is why it's better when you message me on Twitter, because then the comments stays there. When I get a chance, I can check the comments that people have sent in. Hey, I want to show you another thing from Axios, which I thought was doing some good reporting on this. Why Hope Leaving Matters. Oh, is this different or the same? No, some of this stuff is the same. Oh, this is interesting. This is from Axios. Hicks, although there's a typo, it's Hicks should be S apostrophe, not apostrophe S. Hicks' colleagues say her decision is the accumulation of 6 months of terribleness. She has always hated Washington and never made it her home. She never wanted to make friends here and never trusted anybody outside of the small group of people she befriended inside the White House. Any spare moment she had, she traveled to Connecticut and New York to spend time with family and old friends. What kept her in Washington was simple. Donald J. Trump, she was totally loyal to him, and some colleagues believe she'd become a crutch for him. But her leaving is no surprise to colleagues, says Axios. For somebody who wanted to stay behind the scenes, the constant coverage of her, whether it be the Rob Porter crisis or the Russia investigation, made her life hell, her colleagues say. One colleague told me she could never get used to how provincial Washington was. Nobody in New York bothers her when she walks the streets of Manhattan, but in D.C. she gets spotted at restaurants and chased by paparazzi. This was interesting from Axios. A White House colleague said something Hope will probably never get credit for, but she should. She totally organized that guns listening session, which people were skeptical of initially, but I think many people now think is arguably one of the best moments of the president's time in office. Another interesting observation here. A White House official told me after Hope's announcement became public, the fact that she was untouchable in that role put her in a unique position. That probably won't happen again. She was unassailable in terms of her relationship with the president, and no one even tried. She's one of the very few people here that you could say without fail had the best interests of the president at heart. She was a true believer, not an ideologue, but a true believer in Donald Trump. So good job, Axios. Good reporting. Dennis Casey says, according to AP, she was going to leave several weeks ago. Yeah, I already gave that report from Maggie Haberman of the New York Times that she had planned in advance to leave. Thank you, Dennis, for writing in. Okay, so we are on. I see us on YouTube. Facebook people are probably mad tonight. I had to stop the Facebook stream. Maybe Facebook should start monetizing their video. I'm looking at. See, it's also, when I try to watch, when I get a second and I watch on Periscope to read your comments, they go by so fast. I have no time to read them. All right. So, what do you guys think about Hope Hicks leaving the White House? Do you think this will affect President Trump at all? Who do you think will be the next communications director? Any ideas? What do you think about all this? Give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner. Let me know. I think Greg Jackson might have emailed me. Greg says, is it just me or does it seem there is a purge of the most pro-Trump personnel in the administration? Well, Greg, from all the reporting I've seen, this is not a purge. This is Hope Hicks voluntarily leaving. But you might be, another thing you might say is you think some of the most pro-Trump people are leaving whether or not they're purged or not. Hey, General Kelly seems pretty pro-Trump. One of our viewers hang on one second. I'm looking something up. One of our viewers was saying maybe it's going to be Mercedes Schlapp. She's the White House Director of Strategic Communications. Her husband is Matt Schlapp, who's the chairman of the ACU, the American Conservative Union. They put on CPAC. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Mercedes Schlapp. And by the way, I should mention, JC, our moderator on Twitter. Now we have another chat room. So JC is and one of our moderators on Twitter. Guinevere is also moderating there tonight. Thank you, JC and Guinevere and Real Frank. And JC says, does Periscope have moderators? No, they don't. So right now, the Periscope chat is a free-for-all. People seem pretty well behaved, though, right now on Periscope, although as soon as I say that, watch, it'll be terrible. But yeah, so there's now the website chat room where Common Sense and Gleno moderate. There's the YouTube chat room. The moderators who I just said are some of them, and we got chat going on in Periscope. So many things to look at. Wow. So just so you're aware, we would encourage you, if you want to see our live broadcasts, we do these live broadcasts, news broadcasts all the time. To see them, you can subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell, and or follow us on Periscope, and or follow us on Twitter. And we're at RSB Network. I am at Lookner on Twitter. I actually retweeted this one. I guess you can watch my broadcast on my own Twitter because I retweeted this from my Twitter. And C. Kensington says, love Periscope better than YouTube. I, Dan the Man, says, this is clear and easy to read. Hey, but a big thing for us is because we're viewer supported. So on YouTube right now, you can donate to us by going to the bottom of the YouTube chat and just clicking on the $sign. You are going to be able to do that. Oh, you know what I'll do on the air? I'll write right now. I'll tell them right now. Maybe I can do this while we're on the air. Because I want to tell, Periscope wrote me back and said, hey, you guys, we do a stream and let us know. And I can write to them right now and say, hey, we're on the air doing a stream. And it's saying that again. Hang on one sec here. Sorry, I know this is kind of techie, this broadcast. Usually it's not. Okay, I am... Hi, we are live streaming right now. The stream is called... What's it called? Let's see. News alert. What I'm doing is I'm writing to Periscope right now because they're going to help us set it up so that people can donate, which is obviously important because we're viewer supported. We would go out of business if we didn't get donations. So I'm writing to them as we're on the air so they can look at the stream and tell us what's wrong with the donation function. News alert. Hope Hicks to resign. I know this is not. I know this is boring what I'm doing right now. Just amuse yourselves for the next minute, and then I'll be back talking to you again. Chat amongst yourselves. It's still telling viewers this broadcaster does not accept super hearts, even though we have super hearts enabled. Thanks. All right, so hopefully as I do this, Periscope is going to look into this. Mabel Sue 3 says, yeah, as if we didn't chat amongst ourselves already. Yeah, I think most of the people watching on YouTube, it tends to be probably 20% watching, 20% of the time watching me, 80% talking among yourselves, which is fine with us. Dennis Casey says, John Kelly should hire a retired military person to be in the White House communications director. Well, I don't know if I think, maybe somebody with communications experience. You also say Mercedes seems likely. So maybe it'll be Mercedes Schlapp. Joey Diaz writes, Sarah Sanders is pro-Trump and she's not leaving. I hope she never does. Mrs. Handy RU writes in, Hope had an ex on her back because she was loyal. Media took her out with exposing affair with Porter. It's an interesting question, but I guess, well, that Rob Porter thing happened a few weeks ago. So I wonder how much, she is, from the reports I've seen, is or was dating Rob Porter when the whole Rob Porter scandal happened, where two of Rob Porter's exes said that he abused them, and then he resigned from the White House as the staff secretary. So I wonder how much that experience contributed to her leaving. I mean, I know she had mentioned leaving around that time, but it's a good question how much that experience of going through that made her want to leave, or maybe she was thinking about it and that pushed her over the edge. I don't know, but it's an interesting question. Okay, hang on a second. So much going on here. All right, I want to leave that up for a second, in case we hear back from Periscope. So now I got to check Twitter on my phone, believe it or not. And again, I'd say I apologize to the people on Facebook, but they can't even see me right now. But we're going to try to work it out where we can get this on Facebook at the same time as the other two or three. Now, here's a CNN report that just came out I want to show you. All right, I got to get off of this. This is a tweet from Steve Herman, who reports he's a White House. Hang on a second. He's in the White House pool. Oh, did he delete it? Oh, here it is. Steve Herman said that CNN is reporting Hicks was berated by the president for admitting to the House Intel Committee that she lied on his behalf. CNN reports attributing this information to a source. Now, why can't I see? There we go. Oh, so hello. This is our first time ever on Periscope here at Right Side Broadcasting. So normally we would just cover the news, but we're doing a little experimenting during this broadcast. Hey, LC made a donation from Canada. Thank you, LC, very much. That's very nice of you. So we're doing some experimenting on this broadcast with different things. We had to shut down the Facebook stream because it was overloading the computer, so we'll have to deal with that. But appreciate everybody watching on YouTube and on Periscope. And on Periscope, if you're watching, subscribe to us there so you get alerts, or follow us. Isn't it follow on Periscope? Follow us on Periscope. Let's see. Yeah, follow us on Periscope. And you'll get alerted whenever we come on with these live videos. It's also kind of funny because the Periscope chat isn't moderated like our YouTube chat is. We have all these fine moderators in our YouTube chat. So the Periscope chat is just this wild west of chatting, and you get some commentary on the news. You get some people just saying hello. You get people who are saying angry and critical things. Oh, welcome at Melanie It Me. It's their first day on Periscope. Anyways. It's like information overload here. Swoosh says Periscope, it's the X-rated Periscope RSBN experience. I wonder if Periscope wrote us back yet about the issue we're having where no one can donate to us yet. Hang on. Let me see. Hey, if you have comments, write to me on Twitter so I can read them on the air about this story. Once again, if you post in Periscope chat or YouTube chat, I probably will not see your comments. Whereas if you send it to me on Twitter, I probably will see your comment. Hang on, I'm checking if Periscope wrote us back. No, nothing back from them yet. El Conservador says, is Right Side staying on YouTube? Yes, we are. We want to be on as many places as possible. So we are staying on YouTube, and we are going to be... Our plan is to do every stream on Periscope and Twitter, too. So what Twitter does, in case you didn't know, the Twitter account is linked to our Periscope account. So if you go to Right Side Broadcasting on Twitter, if you follow us on Twitter, you actually will see, look, there's Right Side Broadcasting on Twitter. There I am, and now the world explodes because I'm showing myself. But, yeah, so you can see us on Twitter. So if you follow us on Twitter, you can see our broadcasts. So technically we're on Periscope, YouTube, and Twitter. So again, if you want to follow us on Twitter at RSB Network, I am on Twitter at Lookner. By the way, for people who are new, I tweet about breaking news all the time, even when we're not on the air. So if you like breaking news, follow me on Twitter at Lookner. Thanks, by the way, to Jake Seals for helping us figure out how to get all this going. We're excited about it. All right, we've gone through this Hope Hicks news. We normally wrap up the stream now, but I'd want to give you a chance to. I want to give a chance for people to read some comments, see what people are saying in our chat rooms, and for first-time viewers, Right Side Broadcasting is viewer-supported. We rely on donations to stay on the air. So if you like our broadcasts and you like an alternative to the mainstream media, please consider donating. Now, right now, you can only donate by going to the bottom of the YouTube chat and clicking on the dollar sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat, or going to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. But hopefully, fingers crossed, the Periscope help people will figure out our issue and will enable you to donate on Periscope, which would be lovely. Hey, welcome at BW Norman. It's their first day on Periscope. Periscope should be giving us money just because we're getting people to sign up for Periscope. That's what I think. Steve DeBose says, who cares? What is the story? Steve, we just spent a half hour talking about the story. But what you can do is you can go back and rewind the broadcast and hear me talking about it. Randy Nicole says, lots of idiots on Periscope. I came back to YouTube. Hey, different people have different preferences. It's so sad. There's so many critical comments on Periscope at various times that one person said, you are a great broadcaster, but I think they're lying. And they're gonna follow it up with something after that. Hey, JC's posting on Periscope. All right, well, anyways, this is like our one kind of you only get one time to have your first Periscope stream ever. But in the future, just know when we do our news broadcast, they will be more all news, not talking about Periscope. Thank you, BKK Nix. Getting a lot of comments on Periscope about Hope Hicks' appearance, which I'm not going to read because I don't think they're particularly relevant to the story. Donna Maria says, pop out the chat on YouTube and watch on here. Oh, I think what Donna Maria wants people to do is watch on Periscope while also watching the chat on YouTube. All right, we're going to wrap this up. So I'm glad we were able to successfully get on Periscope and do a stream. This was our first one, and Twitter. We just have to figure out how to get this going at the same time as going to Facebook. So that's as soon as I get off the air, that's what I'm going to do is technically figure that out. But we appreciate all of you joining us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notifications bell. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Periscope. What are we on Periscope? Right Side Broadcasting or RSBN TV? I think we're RSBN TV on Periscope, aren't we? RSBN TV on Periscope. So follow us there. You can follow me on Twitter at Lookner. I post about breaking news all the time. So follow me on Twitter at Lookner. And if there's breaking news later tonight, we will come back on the air. But from now onward, we're planning on going to Periscope whenever we go to YouTube. So hello, Jasmine, for saying hi. All right, we're going to wrap this up. If there's breaking news later, we will bring it to you tonight. Thank you to our moderators, Roger Vega, JC, Common Sense and Gleno, Guinevere, Real Frank, and everybody else. Actually, Ron Stallcups, he says seems to be a delay on Periscope. I think, Ron, that YouTube is more delayed than Periscope. Like if I snap my fingers, let's see. I bet I'm going to see it on YouTube of Periscope first. So I just snap my finger. It's weird. It's also possible that there's, you know what? Periscope might be delayed because we had those issues with the stream before. Yeah, what happened is I think we had streaming issues before, and I had to shut down the program, and that might have delayed the Periscope. Normally the Periscope has less of a delay than the YouTube does. All right, to everybody who just joined us, we normally don't talk about Periscope this much and tech stuff. We talk about the news, but this is our first Periscope stream ever right now, so we've been talking about Periscope a little bit. Anyways, if you want to know about the Hope Hicks story, go back and watch the beginning of the stream. We talked about it a bunch there. But for now, I'm going to wrap this up right now. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you in our chat room on YouTube, Cindy Meadows and Claudia and YouTube 13 and Penny and Elysia and Jason Thornton and Light Switch and Dennis Casey and everybody else there. All right, that's going to wrap it up. So if you want news, just know if you're watching right now and you've never watched before, we will cover the news. This was a different kind of stream, this one. All right, that's it. We did it. It's our first Periscope stream. I'm so excited. And our first stream on Twitter, live stream on Twitter. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you soon with more news. Keep an eye out for us here at Right Side Broadcasting. Have a great night. Until we see you again, thanks for joining us. See you soon.